Oh, man, I am stuffed.
Yep, I am happy to be back eating sushi.
How did you talk me into coming to this place again?
It's so good. Except for that. Did you see that?
What the... Dude, we just ate that. What is that?
That doesn't look right, right? That looks weird. Fuck it, it tastes good, right?
God. Well, hey man, is that Sable?
Huh?
Is that Sable walking up?
What? What? Oh my, what is she doing? Sable!
Hi, Daddy. Who eats here?
It's highly rated. Where's Mommy? Is she shopping?
Yeah, she's shopping. So, Daddy, we're on the intros.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to get to the intros, all right?
Dad?
We got a lot going on. All right, shut the fuck up, Jimmy. We got a lot going on. We'll get to them.
Jimmy, you have the intros?
Yeah, Jimmy, you got the intros?
Shut the fuck. It's not even my podcast. Why would I have it? I don't know what to tell
We're
you.
on the intros.
Sable, what are you talking about? Sit down, relax, okay? It's all good.
We're on the intros.
Sable, we are in a public space. Sit down.
We're on the intros.
Whoa, Sable and Niece.
Whoa, the
Dude.
What the fuck?
What's that, man? You know, we're trying our best.
You both suck. This podcast will fail.
Whoa, Sable, Jesus, we're trying.
Super invested in this podcast.
We're trying. We're putting a lot of time into it. It's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard, Sable. I don't think you
I don't want to hear it.
Sable, oh my God.
Your band sucks.
Whoa.
Whoa. Easy on the band there.
I'm about to fight
Jimmy,
your
Jimmy,
daughter.
sit down.
I'm about to fight your-
It's all right, Jimmy. Relax.
Okay.
Sit down. She's all right.
Why
She
does
doesn't
my
know.
stomach hurt right now.
She doesn't feel the energy. All right.
Mommy said love you.
What? Whoa.
You always say a loser.
Why would you say that?
Whoa,
Jeez, did you hear what she said to me?
Man, that's just...
Whoa.
You're a loser too, Johnny.
Okay. Now we're fighting.
All right.
Now we're fighting.
Relax.
I'm gonna
Relax, Jimmy,
fight
relax.
your toddler
Relax.
daughter.
Relax. Just sit down. It's all right. Just chill out. Sable, why don't you go find Mommy?
I'm going to find Mama. Uncle Tom. Buy me stuff.
Just go, Sable. Go find Mommy.
Dude,
Fuck.
who's Uncle Tom? Why is he buying your daughter stuff?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I win. Later.
This is gonna continue to be loud.
Ooh, you look good. Yeah, I like it. This
Probably
is.
that monitor.
I like this monitor. It's flattering.
It's flattering. It's just not right.
That's why it's so flattering.
Okay, we're back. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
The
it just
computer froze.
It's never
So we're
happened
just-
before.
Yeah, but
So are we starting this whole conversation over again?
we're
Yeah.
starting from after we saw.
Welcome, Blood,
video.
Ash, and Oil.
We're
to
back.
Happy birthday!
Ah, she didn't say happy birthday the last time.
Yeah, nobody
You piece
needed
of
to know.
shit.
Nobody needed to know. Now you've let everybody know that I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought about it. I just couldn't. I couldn't interject because he was just running his freaking mouth.
That's not true.
It was. Anyway.
So we haven't been doing a podcast lately because we had a portion of time where I was sick, and then we had a guest, and he had to cancel last minute, so that sucked. And
we had waited so long to do it. Like, usually we record on Sunday, and we waited until Monday evening, so we had no time to, like, record. So then we just skipped it, and then the next time came around, and you were sick, and so we were like, oh, fuck that again.
But no, the next time came around, I was, I did
you
an
came
airsoft
back.
thing. That's true. We could have done it. But,
you were
I was tired though.
You were
But we're
sick.
back. Pop up. Sorry, we haven't done it in a while. So
Yeah, I don't think we're.
I don't know what that's gonna do.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how strict we're gonna be with the schedule moving forward. If we're gonna really try to stick with
we
every 2
can
weeks.
keep doing bi-weekly. It's fine.
Yeah.
But today we're gonna talk about your artist is lying to you. Did that sound like a movie trailer?
No.
Your artist is lying to you.
No, it's better. We're gonna
Get to the chopper.
we're gonna go over tipping protocols because somebody asked about that. What you're supposed to do for tipping.
You want to start with that? It's my birthday. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
And that's what you want to do.
It sounds so gross.
Oh, God. At least everybody that listens through Apple Podcasts won't know what the hell's going on.
I'm smacking my belly.
And then there's one other thing that the value of art.
Yeah, if we get to that, that'll be the last thing.
So we'll quickly go over tipping. Anything is appreciated.
Yeah, seriously, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it matters. Like, here's how I think to best describe it. I feel like really little tattoos, like real little, that you finish in 5 minutes and it's the shop minimum. When those people don't tip, I'm like, I don't care at all.
Yeah.
I think standard tipping is $20. $50 and above, I feel like is baller status. Like when I get handed, even maybe 40, but really when I get handed 50 and above, I'm like, dang, I like those people.
And it's proportional to the tattoo that you're doing too, though.
Yeah. Like if you just worked for 8 hours and somebody tipped you $60, it would not feel as awesome as when you worked for 1 to 2 hours and somebody tips you $60.
But I also have clients that have been coming for a long time and consistently for a long time, and I don't expect those people to tip. I don't even think about it. I don't even know. I don't even remember who tips and who doesn't tip out of that group of people because they're coming all the time, and I know that it's hard to do that. It's hard to spend, over
$50 over what you're already spending,
or just a large chunk of money once a month, every other month, whatever, for fucking 5 years. So I don't really care about that. So I don't expect tips ever. The only time I get like kind of expected is like if I tell a person that the tattoo is going to take a certain amount of time and it goes over, and I know they budgeted for a certain amount. I'm like, okay, it's taken me too long because I decided to do something, or it's going really well, so I'm like really taking my time and making sure that I get a fucking finish shit or whatever. When those people don't tip, I'm like, but more often than not, those are the people that tip the most.
Or when you've gone above and beyond for somebody,
right, that's what
and
I'm
they
saying.
don't tip. Well, I'm saying like you. So a kind of shitty thing about tattooing is you don't get paid essentially for drawing. So when a client asks for 20 changes, which you just avoid this on your own. But, if I draw something and then I've drawn it, 20 times and it's like all these like little changes, and then you don't get to charge for that. So you could draw for 10 hours and you just did that for in essence free, I guess.
You could charge. People charge for that. But what you're doing is you're narrowing your audience. Because if you don't charge them for a tattoo, you know that they're going to get the tattoo.
Wait, what? If you don't charge
if you don't charge them for a drawing, you know that they're going to get the tattoo probably.
Yeah.
If you say that I charge for a drawing, then there's a portion of people that will then not get the tattoo because that exchange doesn't feel worth it to them. They're like, oh, I got to pay for that, and then I got to pay for the tattoo, and then they'll end up going somewhere else. So when you're starting out, like you are, and you're trying to expand your client base, it's better to draw things for people. But you have to have a limit to what you do. If they're being crazy, then you have to charge, because that's a way of saying, hey, this is too much. You're taking up too much energy. Like either you're unsure, or you haven't described properly, you're not relaying the information to me properly, so I'm not able to draw what you want. That happens a lot. Super annoying.
But when that happens and they know, they do the, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being such a pain about this, but can you change one more thing? And then you get to the tattoo, and then you also don't get tipped in that situation.
Oh.
That burns your butt a little bit.
Or you agree on something and then they show up and they're like, "Oh, I wanted to do that and that also."
Yeah.
And they'll be sneaky and they'll throw in changes at the last second, thinking that they'll just be like, they'll just slide underneath the table and get it done.
They almost think that's better than telling you beforehand. Like,
Yeah.
they think they're doing you a favor by waiting and then doing it in person. No. If you've agreed on a drawing, do not show up. Like, I'm not saying you can't because it's on your body forever. It is. But if you knew the night before and you're like, I'll just tell them tomorrow. Don't do that shit. Tell them
But here's the
when
thing.
you know.
Here's the thing. If you're making changes up until the last second like that, you're in the wrong headspace.
Yeah, these changes don't matter.
You're in the wrong headspace. If you absolutely need to change something at the last second, it better be because you need to change the way a name is spelled, not a fundamental thing about the tattoo, or adding a new concept into the tattoo, like a time you went to Tahiti, into a tattoo that is for something else. Like, what are you doing? You're not thinking rationally about this. Should be thought through, or you should let somebody, a professional, think through it for you.
But when you've been a real pain in the ass, and then you do shit like that, and you're kind of like, oh, I might murder this person a little bit.
And then you
also,
don't
I have a
tip.
really dark sense of humor, so me saying I'm going to murder you, not a big deal. That's not a big deal for me. I know people
Murder
sometimes...
is always a big deal.
People sometimes get real off-put by when you say you might murder someone. They're like, holy shit. And
Yeah,
it's like,
but
no,
those
no.
people are pussies.
This is wishy-washy.
Those
I'm not
people
actually going to murder anyone.
Those people are pussies. If
Yeah,
you're
I
watching
don't know.
this and you feel like
You got offended when I said that?
you got offended, or you feel like Faith is super mad at you for doing something, she could be wrong. You could be right. Fuck her. Fuck her.
Yeah,
Don't
fuck
be a
me.
pussy.
But anyway, and then you tip, I have forgiven you completely. Like when
But-
you...
but the people that-
When you have valued, when you have been like, I was a pain in the ass, but I'm going to reimburse her for...
Did we time this?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to reimburse her. Like, I'm going to give you some extra money because I kind of fucked up over here. Forgiven. I now love you. You're a great client again.
Yeah, but the people that are most likely to do all those things are the
Don't
people
tip.
that are most likely not to tip.
Yeah, probably.
Unbelievable.
But
If I gotta, you know what I hate? This is a tangent. If I gotta text you, hey, where you at? Because it's 45 minutes past your appointment time, and you go, oh, and then you tell me why, you're a piece of shit. And unless
wait, this is off. This is.
I know
not
this
about
is
tipping.
this is off topic. Unless you're trapped underneath a burning car, or but that's never what's happening. That's never
really
what's
never
happening.
what's happening.
What's happening is they're blowing off their appointment, and this is most of the time.
Just tell people.
It's most of the time. The first timers, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's not referrals. Usually the people that the people that I get through the shop that are walk-ins that see my book, that book an appointment, those are the motherfuckers that do that shit. Because, I'm not always there. So, they just like my work and then they contact me.
Well, they've never met you face to face, so they
Yeah,
have
so they
they have no personal responsibility. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah. Also, I feel like people think that no showing is somehow better than knowing that they don't want to go the next day and letting you know the night before.
But
I don't know. I don't get that.
It's because they don't want to do it. Because they feel awkward. It's them. It's them being cowards. It's not.
Ooh, shots fired.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You fucked up. Either you're thinking about not showing up, which if you're thinking about not showing up to an appointment where somebody's being paid to do a job that then pays their bills, just tell them immediately. As soon Even if it's not the night before, even if it's the day of, just as soon as you make that decision, tell them.
Yeah, because they could have taken a walk-in. You know,
Or,
you're sitting at the shop. You could have taken a walk-in. You could have gone and done something else that's valuable. But returning to tipping,
sometimes you get tipped really, really well, and it's fucking awesome. And then I feel guilt sometimes.
yes, I was about to say that you
guilt.
feel bad sometimes for some reason. I don't know what that is. Please don't make that
A reason not to tip.
Yeah.
You're just like you want those things to happen.
I think the best tip all around for me, because I only do smaller tattoos, is $60. Like, I don't feel guilty. It's not too much where I'm like, whoa, now I feel weird about that. And it's just like, that's the all around awesome number for, you know.
Here's the thing.
The ideal situation, sometimes, no, I'm not going to elaborate on that. But anyway,
Don't be a pussy
if you don't have it, well, I'm just saying, if you've been a huge pain in the ass, then $60 probably wouldn't feel that great. You know, like this is for like the ideal situation. But if you can't afford to tip, I'd rather have somebody come in and get tattooed
than not at all,
because they can't afford to tip, or waiting because they want to be able to tip.
But in that case, just be pleasant. Some people aren't pleasant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I wouldn't say, like, you definitely, like, there are situations where people don't tip and it's like, I don't care at all. Like,
most of the time I don't really care.
Yeah, like, if you're a nice client and I am just enjoying the whole experience, then, you know.
Here's the thing about tipping a lot, though. When somebody tips me a lot, you know, I have a couple clients that do that, and I do feel a greater sense of responsibility for making sure that person's tattoos are of a certain quality. Not that I don't. I mean, that's just
work harder.
reality. I mean, I want to say that I don't work harder on, you know, one tattoo over another.
Coming down to say hello.
But that's just the reality, because I then become happy.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh shit! I want to make sure that this person is happy, because this person is making me happy by giving their hard-earned dollar to me.
They're showing that they value you.
Right.
You know. Hello.
If you're gonna be in here, you have to be quiet.
Yeah. Can you close the door? Do you want to sit with me, or do you want to go watch TV? Okay. Bye. Love you. Don't.
What'd she say?
I don't know. She said something about having a good day, but she was clearly upset and being passive aggressive.
But I don't. I feel valued when that happens, and it gives me, like, now I have to live up. Like, that's what I want in my life, right? And then when it happens, then I feel, okay, now I have to live up to the standards that I should hold myself to if I'm getting what I think I deserve. You know. There's more reflection on making sure you're doing what you should be doing for the person, you know?
And what else is nice about getting tipped is then you know the client was happy. So that's also a nice thing. Is sometimes when people don't tip, you don't know if they didn't tip because they weren't happy. You know, like that's something for me that, like, you know, I'm like, oh, did I do something wrong? You know, that's the only reason that when I care if somebody doesn't tip is that, like, I'm like, oh, were they not happy? You know, when it's a small tattoo, I never worry, because, like,
they might not even know to tip.
Yeah, like, well, and it's usually people's first tattoo, so they don't even know that, like, that's, you know, some part of the procedure, you know, so it's like, that's the only thing that, you know, when people don't tip, I'm like, oh, did I do something wrong? Whereas when they tip, and they tip well, I'm like, awesome. Like, I provided clearly a good experience, and they are happy with the tattoo. So then I get to feel even better about the experience, because now I know the person's also happy. But I feel like discussing about tipping is really just tripping all over ourselves awkwardly, being like, you don't have to tip, but if you want to tip $50.
No, but it's not, you know, but that's the truth about it, you know. I don't think about it, but when it happens, it's cool. And then when somebody's really shitty and they walk out the door and they don't tip, I'm like, of course they didn't. You know,
Yeah.
that's really how I feel
Well,
about it.
and if you're going to be a shitty person and you kind of know you're being a shitty person, tipping really does make up for a lot of the things that happen. You're like, oh, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
I made extra money. You can be an asshole all day.
On the point of people knowing whether they like their tattoo or not, there are people that they just don't. Some people just don't react positively to the tattoo. Like, I've done tattoos on people where, like, I'm not focused on their reaction, to see if they're looking at it or whatever. I'm just in the zone and I'm fucking feeling it. I'm like, oh, this is going really well. And then they get up and I'm like, fuck yeah, I killed that tattoo. I like how it turned out. And they're like, yeah, it looks good. That sort of thing.
I feel weird saying my tattoos are good to people. Like, I feel weird after a tattoo's finished being like, I really like that. Because then I'm like, oh, is that weird that I'm like trying to, like, do they think I'm trying to manipulate them into liking the tattoo? Or like, I get weird about, like, I'll start to like hesitate. Like, I'll be like, oh, that turn.
Here's the thing with this one particular. Should I say his name or should I bleep it out?
I am sure he does not listen to this podcast.
He might. I don't know. He might. Mike Deutscher is a client of mine, and a person that I grew up with in school. No, because he's gotten two sleeves. He's got a leg sleeve. This motherfucker comes. He sits down. We speak very little, which I can actually appreciate. I don't mind that. And I've done some of the coolest tattoos for the time. Some of like the cutting edge per that period of my life on him. And he's always just like, yeah, looks good. Just like no reaction. But I know the tattoos are cool. And I know that he appreciates it because I asked him, I'm like, what do people think about your tattoo? And
do other people compliment my tattoos?
Yeah. And he's like, he says, it's like all the time.
Yeah.
Like almost every day I get complimented on my tattoos somewhere. And then I'm like, and then I can see that he enjoys that, And then I'm like, okay, so you do. I had to like find a back road to find out whether he really liked the tattoos or he's like, he kept getting
another
them.
bad one.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna keep trying, but
Yeah, I recently had a client that didn't provide any emotion whatsoever. This is my mug, so if you put tea in it, it is now mine.
It's my birthday.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's my birthday!
Happy birthday.
It's my birthday!
And I assumed I was happy with the tattoo, and then she just didn't give any emotion, and I was like, ooh, that clearly... And it was a type of tattoo. I just don't want to say it, because if she listened, but it's a type of tattoo where there's the expectations are more hazy because you kind of go with the flow as you're doing it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh shit. But then she contacted me 2 weeks later to get tattooed again. So I was like, clearly she liked it.
This is a good segue into the what your artist is lying about, because I have some clients that like I have clients that are artists outside of tattooing. And for them, I wish that they would let me... Those are the people that I want to do the most artistic my thing on, because I feel like they would appreciate it, because this is the thing that I do. And sometimes they have really controlling concepts over what they want because they're putting their own thing on a thing, and
but
that you have to kind of,
Sometimes that just doesn't translate.
That's
tattooing
the problem.
is a different thing than other things.
Yeah, so that's really hard. That's like that's one of those things where you're like, okay, yeah, you just go with it because you know that they're coming from a place from some artistic perspective, so you want to respect that, and you want to become a tool for them to be able to do what they want. But
I feel like people like that end up doing conceptually cool things that don't actually translate all the
visually
time to the best tattoos. But then the idea, the concept is super cool that you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like visually, this isn't the coolest thing, but The concept is
And
there.
it's like a little white lie, you know? It's like, you know that they're going to be happy with what they did because they created it, and, you know, it's their chance to be a sort of an amateur tattooist in a way, you know? But those are the people that I want to do the crazy shit on. I want to do the crazy stuff on them because they're artists.
They have too strong of their own concepts, so generally,
Yeah.
you know, like they're too into the idea.
Like if they're doing something in an art form that's like they're killing it and it's like cutting edge for what they're doing, I feel like those are the people that should be walking around with the cutting edge tattoos.
Yeah, they should let you kill it in your
Yeah,
area.
they should be cutting edge on every, you know, and sometimes that means, you know, allowing the person to do that. But you can't. You just have to pretend like it's cool, you know?
What else do you lie to people about?
Sure, we could use that color. That'll look good. Won't matter, you know? Just, I feel like I'm lying when people are like, I thought we could maybe throw this in there. And I'm like, sure, that sounds like a great idea, when it just doesn't fucking matter. It's just a fucking drop in the ocean, you know? Like, sure, whatever, change it. I don't give a shit.
I find it weird when people really want you to like their tattoos.
Yeah, that's super weird.
It's a really uncomfortable position when people are really invested in you liking their tattoos.
They make a lot of eye contact with you.
And they're like, but do you like it? And you're like, I didn't pick it out.
They go like this. They go, I really want you to like it. I really want you to like it. But
then
those are the people that
nitpick everything.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, I want you to like it, and you're like, cool, I'm gonna design something I like, and then they nitpick it to death to the point where you're like, well, I don't like it anymore, but that doesn't really matter. What matters
you
is
don't
that,
say I don't like it anymore because that's rude.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like at that point, the only way the artist is really going to like it that much is if you let them do what they want.
Yeah, you kind of have to give up.
If you want to do something very specific, that's fine. We are tattoo technicians delivering tattoos. Yeah.
One,
okay.
Two. One E and a
Wait,
2 E.
what?
Not quite my tempo. Not quite my tempo. 1, 2, 3.
What was I? So it's fine. Just
1, 2, 3.
God. Anyway, if you want a specific tattoo and you nitpick something to death, just don't expect the person to like it and be okay with that. We don't need to like your tattoos. We have completely different likes than other people's likes.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't mean your tattoo is ugly. It just means I don't like it.
This podcast
That's okay.
is a tearing down of the fourth wall. And
Which probably isn't a good idea.
But the position that we want to be in is to be able to talk to clients and talk to tattooists through the podcast.
I wonder.
So what needs to happen is an open and honest relationship between the tattooists and the clients. That is always going to be healthy. Even though it's more work, even though there's more potholes, it's always going to be better. More communication is always
I don't know. I think I just had like a epiphany that this is all just a terrible idea.
What?
Really? Like what are we doing? Like there's a fourth wall for a reason, and we're probably just driving clientele away from us because now they know what we think, and generally it's from a point of frustration a bit, and we're trying to get people better tattoos, but we're also like when people message us and they're like, oh, I hope that wasn't me that you're talking about, you know, they get all self-conscious. So, you know, it could just be that this whole thing is a terrible idea. You should let us know. Is this all a terrible idea? Do you now not want to get tattooed by us?
No.
Because you know what we think.
This is what taking a step. That's the price you pay for doing something that is, in my opinion, worth doing.
I don't have any clientele for this shit.
The audience has to agree. To listen to this, you have to agree that if you have an opinion about something that is not ours, and you believe that to be true, that argue that point. Don't feel like you're attacked. Feel like we're wrong, and maybe change that. This is a grown-up conversation. That's what I want. I want a grown-up conversation between whoever listens and us. And the more that we understand the clients, because we can learn from them, the more that, they can learn from us, and everybody's happier.
I feel impending doom.
Why?
I don't know. It was like I had a certain reality in my head, and then it came crashing down.
What do you mean? Are you having an existential crisis live on the podcast?
I'm having a existential podcast crisis. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
this is good. This is a breakthrough.
It's not
this
a breakthrough.
This is a breakthrough podcast.
It's a breakdown of
this
my
is a breakthrough.
confidence in what we are doing.
This is this is a breakthrough between the way that I see the podcast and the way that you see the podcast. What I want to do is I want to actually communicate with people in a way that people actually communicate, but just through doing podcasting. So I want to be able to talk about things with tattooists when they come in here. I want to be able to talk about client stuff. I want clients to be able to interact with us, to be able to be like, hey, fuckhead, I want an adult conversation in order to do better things.
Oh, it's such a limited audience that you're looking for.
No, it's not. It's whoever. No, it's everybody. That's the thing. It is everybody that is capable of doing that. They just need to know that that's what it is. Because...
Should we have a disclaimer?
No, this is the disclaimer. And just listening to it is the disclaimer. Like, as soon as you hear something that makes you butthurt, that's not our fault. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as, or it is our fault and we're saying something super shitty. But in that case, let's hear it.
See, I think the problem is like if we had a client in front of us, we would probably talk differently than because like in essence, when we're recording the podcast, we're in private. So we're having... you get home from work and you're like, fuck your coworkers, fuck your clients. Not us. I mean, sometimes. But, I'm talking about just people coming home from work. You come home from work and you're like, fuck everything.
Yeah.
But now we're having part of that conversation live with people. Whereas if we were in the shop talking to people, we wouldn't be as... because we have a bit more of a rough sense of humor, I think. So, I don't allow this type of humor that I have to show itself much in public because people do not get it. I'm more concerned with building relationships that are based on reality. And the thing is that everybody has a dark sense of humor to a certain extent, okay? And it's their willingness to be open to receiving and playing with that part of their mind to people that are new to them. So if you're new to the podcast, you have to be comfortable with the things that we're saying. But if you choose to do that and accept and then maybe... argue points back if you're a client that's got an infinity symbol and have an intelligent conversation. Oh, that got cut out. It was on the first thing.
Oh,
Nobody
okay,
knows what you're talking about.
If you're willing to have an intelligent conversation, I'm interested in building those sorts of relationships and those sorts of viewers. because that's actual valuable stuff. I don't give a fuck about a bunch of people watching. I give a fuck about people that watch that are actually interested in the ideas that you have to say, and then hearing back from people. And when we get a fucking guest in here, if that ever fucking happens,
it's difficult. The whole scheduling thing, and I'm not a late night person, and everybody gets out of work if you're at a tattoo shop at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm asleep. So probably might have to start doing solo interviews or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's what I'm really interested in. Don't you see a value in that? Maybe. Don't you? I don't want. I can do without more. I want real engagement through social media. You know, I want quality over quantity, I think. Because then it's more fun. It's more fun because
Interesting.
people are you are in the same wavelength. I know that your concept of the podcast was going to be more, like fun, but this is fun to me. I don't know.
I know. We're I think that's kind of the major thing is our differing ideas about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to do that. Like, I like the facade that I have with clients. I enjoy it. I enjoy that I get to go to work and just be nice.
Ooh,
and
this is interesting.
People are nice back, and it's nice. It's all just nice. And I think I don't want clients to know me on a deeper level. Like
Really?
that. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want that. I like and it's not fake. It's just compartmentalized interaction.
I wonder if that will change over time because you have new clients and new things, and you get better understanding of people when you do larger tattoos and multiple tattoos. You get to know them, and you get through a layer of shit. If you're not the type of person that would normally talk to the type of person that you're tattooing, there's like a period of time where you're like hearing them say things, and you're like, that's like some shit that I'm what the fuck was that, for whatever reason. And then after a while, you start to find things that are also in common, and then you start to understand a little bit more their perspective of things. And I don't want people. I just want people to understand me more so that I can be more me. You know what I mean? Because the facade is hard to do when you tattoo somebody for 10 years.
Yeah.
I have a lot of clients that have been tattooing for over 5, 7, 10, 15 years. Or no, not 15 years, like 11 years. So, and there's a lot of them. That's the thing. And a lot of times it's like in a limbo for me. And I don't want to be in the limbo anymore. I want people to understand so that I could just be me and not worry about, people's opinions of me being different than reality.
Maybe
You know
it's
what I
because
mean?
you're over 30. I wouldn't know what that's like.
I'm aging like...
Maybe it's because you're so much older.
I'm aging good, though, huh?
Yeah.
I just keep getting better and better, huh?
There was a weird instance this week of meeting somebody and realizing that they think that they have an idea of me because of social media. Remember that? That was bizarre. That I was like, this person, because like I'm active on my Instagram and whatnot, and I don't feel like what I put on Instagram is fake by any means, But I definitely like public complaining is not like a thing for me. Like
you don't have to.
Well, not
publicly-
complaining, but like I like sharing nice things. I don't like sharing not nice things. It's not like I'm trying to hide aspects of my life. I just don't. Social media is for whatever you want it to be, and I enjoy sharing nice, cute things. Like I don't enjoy sharing dark things with people. That's weird.
But but you've come across an obstacle. I'm not saying that there's not obstacles with the way that I want to interact with clients and people, but there's an obstacle there. And that obstacle, I think, it has no fruit. If you're going to have if you're going to have to deal with things in a certain way anyway, why not try to connect more deeply with people in a way that's more meaningful for yourself through your social media? When you see, the thing is that you're really good at social media. That's the thing.
Thank you.
You're good at it. You recognize when this is a nice moment, or this is a nice thing. I'd like to share this with the world, right? And you write nice things, and that's good. But I also think that if you're that person, which you are, but you're also the dark person, and the person that has opinions that not everybody shares, but you're also willing and open about those things and having your mind change, that people connect with you. You connect with people in a better way. And that sometimes I think that how to do that is to take risks by saying things that maybe you wouldn't normally say out loud. That's a little risky, but everybody knows it's funny. And everybody knows what you mean. Everybody knows what you mean. If you don't know what you mean, they know what you mean. They just choose to take it a different way.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a problem.
Did I say, you know what I mean?
I know. That got confusing. We went down a fucking rabbit hole.
Bloop.
It wasn't a problem that this person had an idea, because it's not a false idea of me. It's not like I don't make up. I'm just saying, like, I don't make up shit to put on social media.
The incomplete picture.
It's maybe an incomplete picture, but either way, it wasn't that. It was the weirdness of realizing that this person thought they knew me through social media. Like, I'd never experienced that feeling before. I've heard a lot of, like, famous Instagram people talk about that.
Wow, you're so famous.
Fuck off. I knew you were going to say that.
You're famous,
But they would be like, people think they know me, and I didn't really understand what they meant until I ran into this situation where I realized that somebody that I was tattooing thought they knew me because of social media, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking bizarre.
So if you continue,
like,
that,
clearly I'm doing a great job.
If you continue that, then you're only then gonna have to live up to something. If you're gonna try to, it would suck for you to try to keep that up, and then your clients meet you and they're like, "Oh, this is different. This is different." Well,
see, I'm not trying to keep something up. It's just
what I mean by keeping up is not taking risks. Not having opinions about things. What is she doing?
I don't know. I don't see her anywhere. No, I just don't. I just see the problem. Like, I don't feel the need to share it. Like, I don't. It's not that it's not that I want to share it, but that might be. No, I just, like, all I try to do all day in life is not be happy, because that's a weird thing. But, like, I focus on positive things and gratitude, and, like, I feel ridiculously fortunate all the time. Like, I just think, like all day long, I'm like, what a wonderful life I live.
I think, but I think that,
not that I don't have dark moments.
People that, a lot of people do that. And a lot of people probably get into a position where the world thinks that there's something, and there's a disconnect. And now, that creates a problem.
I think that's through all social media, though. I think that even when people share an entire picture, you're still not getting the entire picture unless you actually know the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all situations, even with people that share, like, a nice balance of good and bad, you still don't know that person.
But I like, maybe it's what you like to consume too, because I like when other people do that. I like when people have a darker sense of humor about something like parenting or just anything, or just have an opinion about something. I like it because I feel like I know them more and I enjoy that. Or I feel like I understand them more. Not that I know them more, but I understand them a little bit more.
It's a really bizarre balance, though, I've noticed in social media of when I follow somebody, it needs to be like 90% positive and then 10% like, this is some shit, Like, like I've noticed that people that share, even 50-50, you're like, okay, get the fuck off of social media and stop bitching. You're like, what the fuck? Like, go fuck off,
Well, you don't... Oh, yeah. I mean, there's definitely...
There's a balance of like, you really...
It's a spectrum, for sure.
Yeah, like, so...
You don't want to be posting... This is what here's my fucking life again. This is a thing that happened.
There's an art to it. There's an art to bitching on social media in a way that is productive and endearing. It's kind of bizarre and probably fucked up that we even think this way.
There's a social language, right? That's not just in words. It's like in tone. And some people just don't fucking speak the language. Some people just or it's like a shot for that. It's like they need to post something, they need reactions, and if it's negative, if they're posting negative things, people want to be supportive online. You notice that when people say something negative online, people are very positive. Yeah. They're also very negative, but they're also very positive. I see things posted that's negative, and everybody wants to say nice things and be
lift
supportive.
Them up.
Yeah, and if you...
I also think this is absolutely a limited perspective given who we are. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I'm sure other people absolutely love just bitching and reading about bitching, and that's their jam.
But that's annoying as fuck to some people like us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, this is us in our tailoring of social media based on our values and perspective of the world, and
she's naked.
Technically correct.
She's naked.
She's like fully naked? Do you have underwear on? Sure.
Don't come in here if you're naked. You can,
don't come in here, you're naked.
Do you want to wrap it up? It's 45 minutes. That was good.
Peace out.
That was fun. If you have some, if you feel like being a part of this adult conversation and you have differing opinions about things, comment below, message. Let's fucking talk about it.
Paulie wants to have a conversation with you.
I want to. That's why I like podcasts.
I'm a woman. I just don't know what I want.
That's why I want to do a podcast. I want to learn. And it's fun. I like talking deeply with people. That's the only way I like talking. I don't like
talking deeply with you.
I don't like bullshitting with people. I want to blow my brains out when
I don't know if I want to open it up to everybody.
Oh, yeah, I went there last week. Oh, it's pretty cool. Did you like that? Did you see that movie? I don't give a fuck.
I love talking about the weather.
I like deeper
today?
conversations.
Will it be sunny tomorrow? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So if you have an appointment with me, and if you want to have a conversation, bullshit with me. I don't care.
He wants to get real with you.
See, I just like it. I don't know. I can have small talk. I'm not saying I can't do small talk. I'm just saying I like deep conversations. You want to talk about life after death? Let's do it, bro. Chick, whatever. Like, subscribe, comment. For the love of God, we're back.
Can you stop saying we're back? We took off 3 weeks. Like, chill the fuck out.
No, I mean we're back on a schedule. Hey.
I'm just saying.
You are the fucking.
I feel like you're recommitting us to a strict schedule, and I was trying to
we're
go with
gonna,
the flow. Chill the fuck out.
No, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want, and we'll change our minds at any moment, at any time. And
guess what? This is our fucking podcast.
Yeah, because we will do whatever the fuck you want, or whatever the fuck we want. So that's always an assumption. But as of right now, we're back at it.
For one episode.
Ryan said he's down, so we just need to get him in.
Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. We do what we want here.
I want to get Charlie in here. I think he'd be a good interview. All right, guys. See ya.
Bye. Toodaloo.
Bye.